YouTube, we're back. Unfortunately, lost today. All good. We followed our plan, did everything that we were supposed to be doing. So today's just one of those days where we lost. So pretty much gonna go over why I lost and pretty much go over the market recap just for the morning at least. But you can see pretty much down 270 across 5 funded. So this is about what 1,200, 1,350 bucks. Boom. That's actually. But pretty much going to get over that first. So starting off, as always, outline everything in my Discord. So going to the morning, I was like, shit, it looks like we're going back to all-time highs. Everything was pumping overnight. Not a big fan of the structure built overnight. What I did notice, we have this S&T at this high. And if we're pumping overnight, right, for me to be, bullish, right, I don't like taking continuations if we're just pumping, the whole time. Because at some point we need a retracement before moving higher. So going into morning, I was pretty much bearish just because we're still inside the daily fair value gap. Still respecting this 4 hour fair value gap. Respecting this NWOG, right? SMT, SMT. Now what I want to see is something like this, right? If ES is the more bullish pair, we're going to assume the SMT is going to be around lows with NQ taking it and ES not taking it. That's normally what we get. So pretty much just bearish until we take out this SMT, and then from there obviously I'm bullish. So yeah, that's my outlook. Now let's get into the charts. So right, like I said again, daily fair value gap. Yeah, so you can see that we did retracing, but this was at 11, pretty much at 9, right? Because we saw this SMT going, yeah, into 9. So what I did notice too is, right, when I was in this short, right, we were forming this 4-hour CRT, therefore making London low the target, so that pretty much was my TP for the most part. That I was targeting. What I didn't notice too is this devil's mark we do have here. And what I wish I knew earlier, but I did not, was that we have no top wick here. So I don't think this ideally would have threw me off the trade, just because it's still my trade idea. But this would probably be a reasoning we took out this before moving lower. So all good. Yeah, so the trade, right, as you guys know how I trade, so let's go over it real quick. Okay, cool. So right, got on the market open. This is pretty much 9:30. You can see we dump, right? So there's nothing sponsoring this move down, right? I don't really take into account these SMTs. Well, I guess we'd have an SMT here too. Yeah, so this could be another breaker. I normally just like to wait for the manipulation. If we have no 8:30 news, I like to wait for the manipulation at 8:30 or 9:30. So going to the pretty much right here, I'm marking out 5-minute breakers, right? The last down move before the up move. So this is a breaker. This becomes a breaker. It's basically just the order block that's failed, right? So you can see these are 2 breakers. This could be another breaker too. Because keep in mind we did close below. So yeah, this becomes another breaker, right? The last down move before the up move. So close below all of them. Right, now what I'm looking for is like a 3, 4, 5-minute for value gap. You see here, right, this ended up working. Right, like I said, I don't like taking trades right at market open if, we didn't have any 8:30 news. But, yeah, this is still your unicorn. And then from here, right, you can put your stop loss. This is a good trade. Right here, stop loss here. And then you can target, yeah, this and lower. But, right, like I said, I'm waiting for the SMT. So we don't get that SMT until right here, right? Right here is when we take out, right, or hold on. Yeah, right here, this candle is when we take out the high. So now we have a bigger time from SMT inside the breaker, right? That is the manipulation I need to see now to go short. So, like I said, usually I look for, 5-minute for value gaps, right? Obviously, no 5-minute. On the 4-minute, no 4-minute. Besides, up here, So, go to 3-minute, still nothing, right? Go to 2-minute, still nothing, right? Now we got the 1 minute, and what I did notice is we saw this first presented fair value gap. So right when we have the SMT, right, we got it at 945. It's like right here. So right when we took out this high, that's when I believe I entered. Let's go here real quick. Put M and Q I trade on. Or it looks like I went short right below. Hold on. Okay, because we took out. Yeah, that's why I went short, because we took out this high right here. Yeah, so this is still valid. Yeah. So I pretty much had another SMT. Right, yeah, because this candle. Yeah, so pretty much had the SMT. Still holding the first presented. Now I'm might get my voice. Now I'm just looking for, you know, some sort of rejection, right? She did end up having, so pretty much entered what, 950.25. Boom. Here, stop loss above this because this is your first presented, right? Price should just, you know, not go above, right? It also saves me for SMTs, right? So protected high, and pretty much from there I'm targeting London lows, which is about right here. So almost a 2RR. Biggest C, we pretty much just, yeah, just pump dick right at 950. Reasonings why we pumped it. I'm going some morning. Let me reset this. We did create an SMT at the hourly for value gap. So right, this is your SMT, right? SMT. The thing is, we didn't really tap into like an hour for value gap, and you know my bias, you know, really has been super good. But also going in the morning, yeah, this is the devil's mark I was talking about. So you know, I had everything I needed for this trade. Obviously, you know, I was in profit for a little bit. I know some people like to go break even, but you know, this also becomes, where's the last up move? Alright, but this also becomes, you know, your breaker. Alright, the last down move before up move. So yeah, there's really no reason to scale here. Yeah, I can move my stop loss here. Yeah, I could get out right here after we flip it, but you know, my issue on Friday was just not accepting the risk, right? It was in $250 risk up to like 343, but you know, at the same time, I wasn't comfortable with the risk, so it prompted me to get out early. That happened yeah. So today I was just, you know, practicing just actually letting price cut my stop loss. But you know, normally this will really work out. And also what I want to highlight too is we pumped all overnight, right? If you look at London, what happened to London, right? We open up and just pump, right? What are we pumping off of, right? This move just doesn't make sense. That's why another reason why I was bearish, right? Closure below, retrace, go lower, right? Lower some liquidity. Like now you can see we have that move. So pretty much we had that move going into 10. You know, me and my friend Ashton were pretty much on, like, you know, this thing could still reverse. But, you know, at this time, you get to just expect it as a chop. Also notice accumulation, manipulation, and I was expecting this to be distribution lower. But, yeah, unfortunate, right? This was, you know, a good loss, right? This loss didn't prompt me to, you know, just take bullshit-ass trades just to, you know, revenge trade. I just know, you know, a loss means I'm closer to a win, right? A win is due. But yeah, this is, you know, the trade I want to go over real quick. Right, this is your 15-minute CRT. You can see we have SMT here. Right, between these two highs. 5-minute, right, this is your 5-minute breaker. And then, like I said, I usually do like 3, 4, or 5-minute. So, right, here's your breaker. And then here's your fair value gap, right? Closure below. Now we're just looking for a fair value gap. And then you would enter here. Stop loss Really, your stop loss should be like right here. But and then if you're still bearish, right, this is your trade. And you can target, well, yeah, just because this is a fucking high RR. It's a 14 RR, you know, so. But yeah, what I was looking for, I didn't really just like the, we were just chopping, right? If we were to get something like this, like with displacement, oh yeah, oh, I would have taken that shit. Fuck. It's kind of hard to be bearish at all-time highs, but and everything was still there. It just didn't make sense why we pumped here, right? And you can see we basically pumped, right, to induce longs, stop out shorts, and now to go down, right? This is very manipulative. You know, shit happens, right? You follow your plan, right? Just comes down to risk management, right? I only lost, what, half of what I normally make. And keep in mind, I would have to win 34% of the time with my current, you know, risk and RR. Yeah, I would need a 34% win rate, and that's kind of hard to do. Yeah, so that's that. Pretty much all I have for today. Probably going to the rest of the day, right? We did end up coming back down, tapping London low. Now we get that SMT. So, right, what I am looking for now, possibly could come down here, take out these lows. We don't have to, keep that in mind. So, bullish wise, let's see if we have the CRT. So we have CRT here. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna go sideways, right? There's no SMT. Unicorn wise, right? This is your unicorn, right? Or not really. One on ES it is. But yeah, your unicorn entry pretty much just looks like this. Right, this is your down close candle. But we already tapped the objective, so it's kind of hard to be bearish. Hence why you can see we're just chopping, or this is not the hour you normally like to trade at, noon. Had a pump overnight, had an up and down move, like we might just chop the rest of the day. But that's it, right? This is another example of my model. Right. Sorry, I'm blinking out. But we do have SMT with the 15-minute for value gap up here, so it makes sense why we are going down, right? So this move is sponsored by SMT. This becomes a breaker. Then you can see we're overlapping with the 5-minute for value gap. So here, you probably expect this. But the thing is, like, your stop loss placement's kind of off. So it just doesn't make sense, right? Unless you're expecting us to completely dump, right? It's just not a good RR. Then I did take a little like paper trade just because I was watching, but right, still your breaker, right, tap into it, and like the 1-minute inverse, I think it was like right here. Yeah, that got stopped. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. I'll be trading tomorrow too, whether I'm going to trade or not. Keep in mind, I'm still up on the week. Really at this point, right, I'm just learning from my mistakes last week. Like, what happened last week, right? I missed out on fucking a lot of money. Why? First of all, execution, right? I had my trade idea, but I did not execute on what I originally planned. Friday, did not accept the risk. So now going into the week, I'm executing on everything that, you know, I believe is what's going to happen. And today, you know, I was bearish to these lows. Had my setup, had everything formed, right? Everything that I needed, yeah. So I went short, got stopped out, cool, right? But I followed what I, like, planned on, you know? Like, this is exactly what I planned on. So, yeah, I mean, shit happens. And then on Friday, it was just not accepting the risk. So, yeah, I let price run to my stop loss. Like, I was also, yeah, I mean, I was literally in class when I was doing it, but just look at the charts, like, there's no point of going break even here. Could have, you know, got out here, but that's just because you're not accepting the risk, right? So, pretty much just working on what I messed up last week that prompted me in missing out money. So, yeah, today was a green day for me psychology-wise. Yeah, this doesn't mean shit, right? I'm still green on the day in my version, but shit happens. Hopefully you guys were able to take a win today. I know some people end up taking, you know, longs here, targeting here. I know some people took shorts, got stopped out, but shit happens, right? Very manipulative market today. And yeah, you can't avoid it, but what you can do is not let this make you crash the fuck out. So that's it. That's all I have for today. Move my webcam back. And I know in the previous videos I had it there, and you're not able to see that I'm copy trading. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, account's doing fine, right? We're still up a little bit. On these, we're just down a little bit. So you know, sort of up on the month, right? I feel like with Express accounts, like it really shows me like my true emotions, right? On evals, or you're only risking $50, but these like, you know, you're actually seeing like raw truth emotion. So you know, my risk management is still doing good, but you know, the big days that I'm supposed to have here are going to, you know, make it a big difference. So still doing good, right? Not crashing out. Not letting my emotions get the best of me when shit doesn't go my way. So still doing pretty good. So like I said, yeah, I don't really see much. Could continue lower, but yeah, we hit the objective. It's like now I have to be bullish. What we could see happen is just, you know, just another sweep of this low and targeting the 1 hour. Alright, so we can still come back down here. But regardless, took my loss for the day, accepting it and moving on. And yeah, we'll be back on the next time. But yeah, unicorn wise, this is not what you want to see. Like, we're just fucking chopping. But yeah, could come down to this low. As I already explained, just not a very good RR. So yeah, see you guys next time. I'll be posting a market recap tomorrow and a trade recap if I end up trading. But still, look at the news this week. I mean, there's literally jack shit. So right after expanding all that on Friday, right, we have like no news here, so you could expect us to just chop. So you know, just take the easy hanging fruit and yeah, move on with your day. Right, these are not the conditions you want to, you know, risk a lot of money. So especially now with a lot of news. But yeah, I know I keep yapping, but y'all have a blessed rest of your week. If you took a trade and won, get off the charts. If you took a loss, just move on, right? This is not a day you want to continue putting risk on because there's no news, there's nothing. Yeah, so yep, see you guys tomorrow. You have a blessed rest of your guys' day, and peace.